Good afternoon and welcome to our Christmas Around the World teen program. Today we're going to show you how to make this beautiful advent calendar with a wreath that you can remove and move on the dates to count down to Christmas, with supplies that you can pick up from your local branch of Scenic Regional Library. But before we get to the how to make the advent calendar, Lori Osick is going to join us and talk about some of the more strange and even frightening Christmas traditions around the world.
We do a lot of things here in the States at Christmas time that seem normal to most people, such as decorating Christmas trees, putting up lights on our houses, singing Christmas carols, or giving presents. But in other countries around the world, there are some really bizarre Christmas traditions that make me glad I live here in America. Today I'm going to share with you 12 of some very strange traditions from a variety of countries. Here in the United States, children anticipate the arrival of Santa Claus. But in Austria, the children live in fear of Krampus. Krampus is the Christmas devil, and he roams the streets of the town on Christmas Eve, and he beats the naughty children with tree branches. Besides presents under the tree, people in Catalonia have a pooping log under their tree. Yep, that's right, a pooping log. The children fill the hollow log with fruits and nuts and then beat it with the stick while singing a song on Christmas morning. Once the gifts are out of the log is then placed on the fire to burn. This is actually a Roman Catholic tradition that comes from the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. So it's very common for people to clean their houses, especially before having guests over at Christmas time. But there is no cleaning on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day in Norway, and that's because all of the brooms are safely hidden away, just in case they're stolen by witches and evil spirits who want to ride on them. So who said that commercials couldn't be powerful? Thanks to an advertising campaign in 1974, millions of Japanese people now eat Kentucky Fried Chicken at Christmas time. In weeks in advance, they order party Christmas barrels, and it actually makes up 1/3 of the annual income of Kentucky Fried Chicken. It isn't unusual to attend Mass on Christmas Eve. As a matter of fact, we do it here in the United States. But in Venezuela, not only do they attend Mass, but the residents have developed a very strange tradition. They actually journey to church on roller skates. We put ornaments on our tree at Christmas time, and the German people do too, but they also hide a pickle in their Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. Sometimes it's a real pickle, sometimes it's an artificial pickle. The first child to discover the pickle in the morning receives a very special gift. To bring good luck for the upcoming year, Mari Lwyd is performed in the Welsh villages on Christmas Eve. It is a folk custom that dates back to the early 1800s. Several villagers are chosen to parade through the streets bearing the skull of a horse on the end of a stick, while they are being covered in sackcloth. It isn't uncommon to watch Christmas movies here, such as Christmas Vacation or Home Alone or the classic It's a Wonderful Life. But in Sweden, the families gather together around the television at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to watch Donald Duck. That's right, this tradition dates back to the 1960s when TVs were a new commodity in Sweden. There were only 2 channels that aired, and one of them played Disney cartoons at Christmas time. It may be quirky, but the whole nation coming together is about as Christmas as you can get. In Iceland, you'll find Yule lads. Yule lads are figures from Icelandic folklore. They're portrayed as being very mischievous at Christmas time. There are 13 of them, and they are very similar to our Santa Claus. They put rewards or punishments into shoes placed by people out on their windowsill. Now, depending on one's behavior throughout the year, a person will receive either special gifts or rotten potatoes during the 13 days before Christmas. In South Africa, the children are often told the story of Danny. Danny was a young boy who angered his grandmother by eating the cookies that she had left out for Santa. In Grandma's rage, she killed little Danny, and now it is said that Danny haunts the homes at Christmas time. Here's a strange tradition. In the Czech Republic, the single women perform a unique ritual or superstition on Christmas Eve. They stand outside their houses and they throw one of their shoes over their shoulder. If the shoe lands pointing towards the door, it is considered that she will get married within the year. If the shoe points away from the door, it is believed that she will remain single for at least another year. Maybe next Christmas? These are just a few of the strange traditions throughout the world. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
To make your Advent calendar, first pick up the Take and Make kit from your local branch of Scenic Regional Library. You'll find in your kit a piece of wood, a piece of black vinyl, a piece of contact paper, a gold pipe cleaner, and a green or red pipe cleaner. You will also need a piece of scratch paper and pen or pencil, something sharp with a point. So I have this tool, but you could also use the tine of a fork or anything with a point on it. Some glue and some tape. I've got double sticky, that's going to work really great, but if you don't, you could also do it with regular tape. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is take your board and sand it. So you just want to get rid of any rough edges, anything poking out, and get it smooth. At this point, you're going to want to make sure there's no dust on it. So get all of that sandy wood dust off of there. Make sure it's a nice clean surface. I washed mine with a damp towel, but then if you do that, make sure it's completely dry before you do the next step. The next step is to take your piece of black vinyl. You're going to find the edge here, and what you want to do is peel off the excess black vinyl and leave the numbers. So you want to go really slow. See how I'm pulling down from the top, not up like this, but kind of flat, because I want to make sure that all of the numbers stay on the white backing. Sometimes they want to stick to the black vinyl part and get pulled up, and you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure they stay on so they're exactly in the position you need them to be. The next step is you're going to take your sharp implement and take out all the excess from the middle of the numbers. So like that part in the 4, the 6 here, and I have one so that you don't have to watch me do this that is already done. So I've taken my black vinyl, peeled away everything that's excess so that I just have my numbers 1 through 25 here in my Christmas tree shape. Next step is I'm going to take my piece of contact paper, and what I want to do is peel that off so that it's lying down sticky side up. Okay? And I'm going to take my vinyl that I've already removed the excess black vinyl from and lay that down on the clear sticky contact paper. Take something with a flat edge. I've got this tool, but it could be, there are kitchen scrapers that look very much like this. There are a ruler, a book, anything with a flat edge that you can press down. I want to make sure this is really good and adhered to the contact paper. Okay? Next step, I want to now peel the contact paper away from the white backing, but what I want to make sure that happens is that all of the vinyl, there we go, sticks to the contact paper, not the white backing. So often you have to give it a little help at the top there and make sure it peels back. Once I have that all peeled away so that now the black vinyl letters, or numbers, I'm sorry, the numbers that I want onto my advent calendar are all adhered to the clear contact paper, I'm going to take my board and position this where I want it to go onto the surface of the board. Okay, once I get it, I can see through and get it exactly where I want it. I'm going to take this scraper thing again and scrape wherever you have the black numbers. You want to scrape down really good. I want those black vinyl numbers to adhere to the board. So I'm going to scrape them really, really good, especially right over the numbers. I'm going to work hard here in this section where my board isn't completely flat. Okay, just make sure you go over the whole thing really, really well, maybe several times. Now I'm going to peel back, again slow and peeling flat, my contact paper. And as you see, now my numbers are sticking to the board beautifully, all spaced perfectly. Exactly where I want them, and there I go. There's my advent calendar, or the basis of my advent calendar. Now, I want to put a gold star at the top of my tree. So I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper. I'm going to have my star stick out from the top just a little bit. So I'm going to draw a star about the size that I want it on my paper. Let's make it a little bit bigger than that. So I'm just going to freehand draw a star here. Then take my piece of gold pipe cleaner here, and I don't think it's going to be hard to make it that small, so I am going to just make it maybe just a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just kind of freehand make a star here, can't I? 5. Okay, so just keep working with that until you get it the size and the shape that you want it. Oh, I like that. Okay, and then you're going to cut off this piece right here. I'm going to take some craft glue, apply it really liberally up here at the top where I want my star to be. If you can see it, that's okay, don't worry about it. It's going to dry clear, but I want a lot of glue. And I'm going to stick my star right there. If you don't have glue stick, any kind of glue would work. Just if you use like white school glue, you're going to want to just give it plenty of time to completely dry. Now, the last thing I need for my advent calendar is a way to mark the date. An advent calendar, the way that works is that I'm going to mark the days up to Christmas. So, today is December 2nd, so I want to mark December 2nd. I'm going to take my this second pipe cleaner. This guy doesn't want to stay. See, I should have put more glue. Take my second pipe cleaner and twist it. I'm going to make a wreath. So twisting this kind of gives it that look of maybe like the branches, if you were doing a wreath out of pine. So I want to twist that together. And then I want to make a circle that's just big enough. I can go through that little loop right there from the end and make a circle that's just big enough for the numbers. Make sure it could do the bigger numbers. And then when I get to 25, so maybe a little bit bigger, so we can see the 25 when I do that. With this excess, I'm just going to bend it back and make a little bow. If you don't want to do that, if you don't like the little bow, you could always just cut that excess off. Just twist it really good and cut off the excess. Okay, now I need to be able to move it. So I'm using double sticky tape, but you could take regular tape and just twist it back on itself. Put the tape towards the top. And then for today, today's the 2nd. So there we go. There is my advent calendar. When I'm ready for, when I move to the next day, you're just going to peel this up. Maybe stick it here on here better. And move it to the next day. And that helps you count down to Christmas. So thank you for joining us today for our teen program for Advent Calendar. Be sure to go by your local branch of Scenic Regional Library to pick up your kit, supplies to make this, and enjoy your Advent Calendar and happy holidays.